Goofy Geekers.
Hi, friends.
How's
How are
everyone
we?
doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. It's a special live for us.
We
There's
have
the-
all the answers
Just-
from last week.
We have all of Ashley's answers from last
Yep.
week. So we're going to be announcing it.
Ashley, I hope you don't mind. Oh, she has a freaking sound on this thing.
Oh, we got to make sure that's off.
Get out of here with that.
Yeah. No
The little
sound.
clickies, hate it.
Hate it. Are you, like, my phone's always, like, silent. Like, anytime I have to do anything on my phone, it has to be
Oh, it has
completely
to be silent.
Like, I hate the do. I can't do it. Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I can't do it.
Why?
I don't know why. I'm weird like that. I don't know. Is there other people like that? Like, I don't want to be.
I play games
Like,
silent
I feel
too.
like, yeah, me too. I always feel like I'm on my phone. It's like I don't want anyone else to know I'm on the phone. Like,
Yeah.
when I'm calling someone, I don't want to hear beep boop beep boop. I
No.
don't want that. I
No.
want to be like, and that's all. I don't want any.
Right.
The only thing.
And I'm also not going to talk on the phone either.
You laugh.
Just
But when I
don't.
saw that fake account from your grandmother, Pat, I saw that fake account. And I was like, oh, I gotta tell Jesse. And I was like, nah, I'll just wait there. Because as soon as I text you, you're gonna be like, what? And then as soon as I call you, you're gonna be like,
Are you okay?
hi, what's wrong? So I was like, I'll just wait to see you.
People know not to call me because I just think everything's wrong. I hate the clicky sound too.
I hate that. I do. I hate that. It annoys. I can't. Nothing. I can't. Like it has. My phone is on silent. When I get a new phone, I feel like I spend 20 minutes just finding everything that makes a noise on my phone.
Oh, you're turning them on.
And turning it all off.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
if I can't, I might not like that. Like I'm like certain things, I'll be like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this phone.
Yeah.
And I have a flip phone. That should
Yeah.
tell you something.
Right. Yeah, no. I even watch some videos silent. If it's just them doing something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
If they're not
because-
talking at me
Yeah,
or
no,
whatever,
no.
I'm like,
I always seem to find that video that late at night. I always seem to get some foot thing that I'm like on my thing on my YouTube.
are you into feet?
Nah, I'm not.
Are you gonna tell
Or
us that you're into
fingers,
feet?
fingers, and it's like a messed up finger or something,
Ugh.
or something. Like I go, oh, look at that, and all of a sudden I'll click on the sound and be like, and I'm like,
Or it's like some weird music.
yeah, it's like I'm like, well, yeah, like and you're like, why would you have this type of music when his fingers like turning left? You know, and he's like,
The rest of the body's to the right.
you know, the stream.
Yes, the stream.
But I don't know. I can't.
And Kelsey's everything's full blast on her
Oh,
phone
I
too.
can't. No, I am that
The
way.
video is
I am
full
that way.
blast.
When I'm watching a movie or something, I am full blast. Like if I'm watching TV,
We're
it's
laying
loud.
in bed and she's on
No.
scrolling through TikTok and it's just yelling at you.
No,
And I'm like,
no,
can you turn it down 3 notches?
You know what I do hate though is every video has to be like, "Hi, I'm the," and you're like, can we have an international sound,
Tone.
tone,
Yeah.
you know, it's like commercials. Like
Yeah.
remember when commercials would be so loud?
They still are.
I know, but extra loud,
Yeah.
and then your show would be and you'd be like, what? What are they saying?
Right.
You'd be like, when did I
And
become
it's at 100.
Yeah, you're like, why am I become 80? No, but I have my TV. I have my TV loud. But I feel like when everyone's in my living room, we're watching TV. We're watching TV.
Yeah.
Because I'm not big on the whole,
If I'm not into it though, I'm scrolling on my phone. Kelsey will watch basketball or whatever, and she's like, will you stay with me? And
Well, that's different
Yeah, for
because
a little
basketball,
bit.
basketball, I can listen silent. I could, because I watch the game. I watch all the I watch all the pick and rolls, all the isolations, all the whatever. And I'll watch it. I don't even have to have that on.
yeah.
The only time that I want to, the only thing I want is when someone does something really good and you go, oh, come on, do the replay, yes, replay. Because it's always that one thing you're like, we don't have a replay. You're like, what?
Fine, I'll rewind. No, but there are times where Kelsey has the TV going, she'll have her tablet going, and then she'll also have her phone going. I'm like,
Oh, no,
you
yeah,
need to pick one thing because I can't do all these different sounds. And then I'm trying to watch something too.
If
and it's everything's yelling at me right now. You need to stop. I'm overstimulated. The light's on and
The only thing I have is my rule is in my bedroom is nothing's on.
Screen free.
There's nothing. There's like, because I know Shannon likes to watch TV when.
I was gonna say electronic tree, but we
like,
don't. That's not right.
No, I'm always like.
Mine's definitely not.
And you're like, who even has that on?
I'm trying to watch a movie.
No, but I can't. Like, I literally get into bed, and the light.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, keep laughing about this.
No, I just pictured like what it would be if it wasn't like battery powered or whatever.
Just like some guy riding a bike next to you.
That's exactly what I pictured.
Some guy like only you, like.
Excuse me, can you pedal faster?
Now we know why he had three girls. Now explain why you lost all that weight.
Nice.
Sammy's like, faster!
It's weird.
Sparks.
That got weird.
You took it too far.
I didn't say it was my sister.
Yeah. Still strange. That's still better than a strange person. What's worse, a sister or the strange person?
My sister.
Really?
I don't want my sister.
I don't think I want a strange person to be staying next to me while I'm doing that. It could be more judgy. At least your sister could give you pointers or something. I don't know. That's all I think.
Moving along.
I think a brother would be like, yo, bro, you should try this. And be like, oh, okay. Stranger would be like, why are you judging me? Stop judging me.
Oh my god. Anyways.
Moving along.
What were you saying?
I don't know.
No electronics in your room.
Yeah, so it's really hard for her because she used to like watching TV to go to bed. And when we go to bed, there's no TV in our room. Like, yeah. I can't. Because as soon as the light comes off, I'm like, my brain says, sleepy time. And if there's a TV on, I'll fall asleep. But I always will wake up and be like, TV's on. Mm-hmm. Because I'll hear the TV and my mind will go, it's time. And then once I wake up, then I'm screwed.
Which is weird because your daughter slept with the TV on.
Yeah.
And I can mostly fall asleep to it. But if I wake up in the middle of the night and the TV's still on, I'm like, this is...
I used to put a timer. I had a timer on. But when we had guests over, I would take the timer off and not do the timer. For the fact that usually that's a nice nightlight in some case someone has to go to the bathroom. Because my kid wasn't always the cleanest.
Well, it was like the sun.
Well, no one asked you to lay right on top of it. Like,
I wasn't on top of it. I was on the other side of the room. They're like, oh my god. All
you had to say was you turn off the TV. I turn off the TV. How about the
timer? Well, I would know how to turn it off.
Yeah.
Off. I would, but then Maren's like, the TV's off. I can't see.
Yeah.
She'd have a whole freaking panic attack. Like,
she was my god.
I know. And I got it, so that's why I didn't turn it off. But I'm like...
That explains why you were sleeping in the living room.
I moved to your bed.
Don't go that far. We already had that talk about the last one with no kids in the bed.
So, what do you want to talk about? You got anything good?
We are... I'm going to give a little shout out.
Do you have her answers, or do I have her answers?
Yes, we're going to be giving Ashley's answers.
We're going to make them up.
From last week.
Should I just ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Is there anything you know you should let go of but haven't yet?
Yes.
What? Do you feel comfortable sharing it?
Yeah, I will. Because
okay.
I don't... I have two things that I need to let go. I don't think I don't let go.
You don't have to let go of your kids.
No, I don't think I let go of two things because I feel like it's as much as it eats me alive, it actually does something really good. So I have like a hard time getting rid of either one of them. So on probably the biggest one is like the regret on what I did during my divorce, like type of thing, on how I was convinced I'd go one way and I was going to win the day, and I feel like at the end of the day it ended up hurting me, but at the end of the day I feel like even though I lost the battle or the war or whatever, I've I have let it go, but I always feel like I have that little chip on my shoulder because of it. So I feel like there's a lot of things I'll do, like even this podcast, I'll do stuff and I'll be like, I'm doing stuff. Like I'm living life. Like I live life more. I know that's so weird. Like I live life more because I'm so aggravated it didn't turn out right. So it's like, wow, if it didn't turn out right, I'm going to do everything I've ever wanted to do.
So your brain's telling you that you failed.
Yeah, kind of. Like we failed. Like I failed, but I don't.
You know you don't. You didn't.
I know I didn't. I didn't fail. I've talked about this before. I don't want to go to, but it's like a card. It's a card game, and basically I got all crap cards, and no matter how I play it, what card I put down, the other side deck was too stacked, and instead of just. But I look back and say, okay, it didn't work. I lost. All right. Okay, I lost. All right. All right. Now we're going to do everything I want to do, and I kind of and I'm blessed to have a wonderful woman in my life right now who does it. Just she rarely says no to me. Like just says if I say I want to do this, okay. Like and I'm not saying she doesn't have her moments of but 9 out of 10 times she'll end up supporting me, which I didn't have that before. So it's bad, but then it also pushes me like, well, this failed. I'm not going to fail my next thing. So it's a different part of my life. Did let go of something big this year though, or last year. I have family problems, and I finally just not with my parents, but like another part of the family, and I basically got to a point where I'm like, I told them, I was like, listen, be happy. I want you to live to your 100. Just leave me out of your life. It's just easier. And then I actually a lot got off of me. I don't know if all of it did, but I kind of let it go of just being like, I don't hate, just don't drag me into it. Like, leave me alone. Like, leave me on my island by myself. You see me, just keep walking. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have anything? You're still young, but
I kind of just like regret not.
The drum line.
Well, not like speaking up for myself and not getting closure on. So like I don't talk to my mom's sister anymore. We've talked about this before, and part of me wants to just write her a letter and be like, I don't need you in my life anymore. Right. I don't want anything from you. And like just like have a closure.
Just what I just said.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy for you. Yeah. I want you to live to your 110.
Yeah.
Just I don't want to cross paths with you.
Yeah.
And just kind of like
Yeah. But the other part of me is like, well, I'm still gonna see her because she's tied to the family. Like she is family, and we have family events, and it's my mom's sister. But at the same time, it's like I've gone 3 years almost without seeing her. Right. And
the only thing I'll tell you is when I did it, I didn't do it as nicely. I'm making it nicely, but I had a moment where I did. I said I wanted them to live to 100. But I was like, but you cross this line, and there's going to be hell to pay. Like I did say, at one point I was telling him like, hey, if we cross this line, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, or you'll beat the shit out of me. Like one of us will. Like I don't care. Like I don't care if I lose. This is going to happen because I'm not dealing with it. But I feel like it.
I'm not even at that point.
No, not that point. No.
But I just like, even if like we do cross paths or whatever, like I don't want her to talk to me. I don't want to talk to her. That's why I think,
me personally, me saying this, I feel like it was magically I was bumping everywhere into them. Yeah. And they were beeping and waving and trying to get my attention. Now, since that day, I don't see them. Like, and I go to all the same places I was before. And if I do, I don't think they say anything now. I think they stay in their car, or they do what they do instead of driving in front of me and happen to see me. Like, I think it's one of those, I see him, let's just stay over here. Yeah. And I think that's been one of my best decisions, to kind of say, this is what I feel and this is what I want. And I'm not saying that will work for you, but at the same time, if she knows that,
Yeah.
how you feel, then she stays like, okay, well, I don't want to make a big scene out of the family, so I see her, I just don't need to talk to her. Because that's why I've always like, okay, you see me, don't talk to me. Like, you see me at the store, we live in the same town, I get it. You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to be my friend. I don't want to be your friend. I don't need to.
Yeah.
Well, we're blood. No, it doesn't mean anything. Like, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people believe blood and families, everything. Yes, it is. But when it's
when you're not treating me like a family member?
When they're cancer or toxic, there you go. If they're toxic, then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, I have friends that treat me better than that. Like, that treat me with love and support and whatever.
They're my family.
Right. Yeah. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Exactly. As we look at each other, like, because we're family. You too, Ashley. No, she just goes in her room.
She tells you you're annoying.
She's a friend.
She's an acquaintance. A friend of a friend. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
Oh, this is easy. I hope. That's why I do this. It's funny because like you and I have talked about this, and we go like we have Ashley watch and that's it, and we only have a few people watch here. I think I want to leave. When I do these things, I hope there's a piece of me that gets left on it. Like, when you watch it, you see the different sides of me. And I don't think I want to be known as an open person, fair. Obviously everyone has their opinions or, but I hope I always thought I tried to be as equal as I could in the world. Like, that's what I always feel like. And that, that I had a good sense of humor. I laughed at myself. There was a lot of stuff that, I didn't take too seriously. And, but yet there were things that no, this isn't good enough. I want more. And I hope that as we talk about different topics on here, I mean, we're on our 71st thing, we keep trying to find the next crazy topic to talk about. That. Yeah. And I know, I remember talking to Shannon and saying, most people only want to know celebrities' opinions, not nobody's opinions. And I said, you're right, but maybe someday down the road, you, my daughter, my son, not Ashley, will look back and go, you know what? Yeah, he was, I get it. And then you'll be older, or, they'll be older, and they'll go, I kind of see now the other side, or see a part that they don't get to see because I don't really get to see, like we don't see, well, we see Ashley through the thing, but everyone else we don't.
We see what you're doing.
Yeah.
We see you.
So I like to think that, or you, or Kelsey, or whoever, Shannon, something happens that she can just go back and then watch all these videos of me being stupid on the live, me being on the boutique, me here, and just kind of go, it's kind of how he was, just live life that way.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's kind of what I hope. My legacy isn't that big, so I don't want it to be that big. I just hope I have special moments, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I aim for. You?
Yeah.
It's tough because you're still so young.
Yeah, I mean, I just want people to know that, like, I do love passionately. Like, I will love you from the bottom. Like, I know I just said everything about my aunt, but it's like, until you do me wrong too many times,
right?
Then
that's a good one. No,
then
you do.
I will give you a million chances, but after the million, I'm done. Right. You can only do so much at that point, and then you're the dumb one.
Yeah. And you have this amazing power. You love. I just want to make people feel better. Unconditional, like you have this. You do have that where it's like there's moments you're like, why? And you're like, it is, and you go, okay, it's, everything I've learned.
I just have this people pleaser personality in my life.
Way. I used to be more of a people pleaser, and then, life just kept shitting on me until I kind of got tough. But I've been trying to loosen up. Actually, since I've met Shannon, there's been a lot of like, I let go. I'm happy. There's a lot of like just simple things. Like I just want the simple things.
Yep.
I don't need everything so big. Where I think when I was younger, I wanted everything, the biggest house, the biggest car, the biggest blah blah blah. And then it's like, once you get it all, it's just like that's not really.
Yeah, I don't even want that. I just want like something little. And like,
something.
Like I don't need the crazy.
No.
Like I don't want to be famous. I don't want to like. I don't really like the attention drawn to me. I love to like make everyone else feel like they're
I'm an attention
a celebrity.
whore.
I know you are.
I'm an attention whore. I've always.
And that's why we're so good together because I let you be the star.
Oh, just the whore?
Yeah. No, but no. I like that's why I love my job so much because people come in and they're having a shit day and
I actually surprised because I actually thought the one word you was going to say is I hope. I thought you said, I hope you would think at the end that I mattered, that you mattered.
That I mattered.
Not negatively, like positively. That's what I thought you were going to be like. I thought you were going to be like, I want, for my legacy, that I mattered. My views, my saying, because you love with such a big heart that so many people kind of pass you by, if you will. And I say that because the ignorant people won't accept you, if that makes sense. And I think a lot of times as you talk, you can just hear that little line when you talk. Sometimes it's like, I matter. And just like you say, I wish I spoke up more. It's, I matter. Like you have this, not matter in the way as your life is useless. No, it's that everything that comes out of you as a person, it matters. And that's why I always feel like when I'm with you, like you always want to be recognized that you matter. That you're in love with Kelsey, that matters. You work in hair and you talk to everyone, that matters. Don't blow me off because he's just a stupid hairdresser. Nope, I matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, not because I'm a gay woman who's married to a woman. It's because I love Kelsey. I matter. That's you ooze that a lot, and that's why I always, when you say, oh, I wish I could do it, and it's like, oh, you're so close. You can, because you always have that underlying thing when you talk about like things like you matter. I don't know if you don't do it purposely. I don't think.
No, I didn't even think about it that way.
You do. Everything you talk about, it's like, well, this was important to me, or I talked to this. Oh, can you believe this? And then it's like, okay, you matter. I get it. And then when people see that with you, I feel that you have a different opinion. Like, you not cling, that's the wrong word. You embrace them more. And the people who say you don't matter are the people who are burning you and you don't want to talk to.
Are we in therapy? I'm healed.
Jesus. Praise the Lord. Don't cry. These are deep questions. Woo!
I told you. I said, buckle up.
I want an emotional breakdown here.
Did you go get the tissues?
Guess you. I don't even know you. All right, go ahead. I think Ashley's crying too. Look at that. She's on screaming at the phone. You matter. You matter. They're not good if you're going to skip half of them.
Well, it's like a lot of them are the same. What dream have you held on to the longest?
It's a stupid one. When I did that story, okay, so when I started, I opened a second account a long time ago. So this is 2009. I opened a second account and I put a screen picture of Goofy in the TARDIS, a toy, and I put the Penguin, which is Frobisher, which if you're a real Doctor Who fan, you would know who he is because he's in the comics more than he's in the TV show. And then I had K9, and then they're kind of looking out saying, come on. and this, which he's a grown man who just had a child. This is how long ago it is. But at that point, he said, "Is there any more to this?" And I said, "What do you mean there's any more?" He's like, "Is there any more to this?" And it's like, I don't get it. It's like, this looks like there's a story. Is there? I said, I guess I can. I went downstairs. I put up a table. Found a old, not old, but there was a towel that was on the floor that had been like wet. But then when I picked it up, it looked like rocks, and I like hung it up because you know how you leave it all folded
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
And I put it up, and I put a white thing down on a little table, and I just did like a few pictures of stuff, and people used to be like, "What do you hope for?" I don't know. Like, I think there was a piece of me that really was hoping for someone to read it or see it, and be like, "Oh, you know, are you interested?" And I don't, not looking at like $1 million down the road, like, you know, oh, Disney would pick me up. No, I didn't think that way. I actually thought like someone else would come that had a something like that or something, and we would kind of work together type of deal. Like, I always seem to see people who, famous people always seem like, oh, me and these three other guys got together and we made blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool if I could meet someone and make something more. Like, I'd write it, or you know, we would work together on it, and I know that sounds really stupid, but I really thought more projects were going to fall into my laps, and it really didn't. And I kind of hope, like, I keep doing the next thing, thinking that maybe I can work in something, or not always be. I'm not going to be the star of everything. I know that, but I thought like I could become part of something. That's why I like jumped into this. Like, when you're like, "Hey, you want to do that?" Like, yeah, all right. It's something like, you know, can we be bigger? And I'm always like, oh, if we had 3 more people, we could be even bigger, because you know, one person can be doing this, or you know, like, is that right person who loves computer stuff, you know, and be like, yeah, I can, you know, edit all day long, all night, and you know,
Have fun.
yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
and we don't have that, and you know, it's like I have a piece of a puzzle, but it's not a whole puzzle, and I can't find the other pieces, and I'm getting old to a point where there's moments where I kind of go, I think this is near the end, but I've held on to it, and I still collect all my figures, and I still do little stories in my head, or I, for the last couple of years, tried to set up a whole new story where Shannon made action figures. Like, we made our own action figures, so they're like our own characters. And I'm just looking for 1 or 2 people to just kind of finish it up and hopefully do it. But I don't have something to put it on, because Facebook doesn't really give me. Nobody reads comics like that anymore, if that makes sense. Or if they do, they want like 4. They don't want like 100.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things.
The attention spans.
Yeah,
gone.
like, things are different, and so there's a lot of things that I kind of hold on to that I probably should let go. But I always just picture getting old and kind of getting like a room and just having it all set up where, you know, I can have my own little thing. I don't know why I hold on to it. I think it's because I keep watching documentaries, and they're like, me and my buddies made YouTube something, and it's super big, and it's me and my buddies, and me and this, or me and that, and I go, oh yeah, that'd been really like, I hope I get that, but I don't have those friends or those connections, and I kind of thought Facebook were going to open doors for me, and it didn't. I don't.
It's shutting your doors.
I don't just shutting the doors now. They're like, yeah. But I don't regret all the stuff. I don't regret holding on to it, because I always just feel like tomorrow's the next day. I just feel like it's one of those things where I always feel like it's my next step, my next group I enter, the next, I don't know, like the next thing I do could open that door, and so I try not to squash it.
Yeah.
You? Even though it's not, I mean, you're still young, so all your dreams are still possible.
Yeah. I mean,
what are your dreams? How's that? Do you have any crazy dreams? Like the craziest dreams? Like those ones where you go, like you dream when you hit the lottery. That's usually when you're in your 20s.
I want to farm.
You want to farm? That's a lot of work.
I want so many horses.
So much work.
I know it is.
I know. No, I'm not saying it's bad.
If I could quit my job and be a farmer, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Wow, I wouldn't. I I always say if I hit the lottery, I'd probably lose all my weight and try to ride again, like,
Yeah.
or just compete again, like get
Yeah.
back into. But
Really?
I
turn the fucking sound off.
um, but I don't I know I don't think of that stuff though. I mean, I just think of myself like I'm going to someday come back, and as the older I get, that gets like, because I'm now almost turning 47, so it's more like, I don't think that's. I think it's more like buying a quiet house and
Yeah.
Just chilling and being left alone, I guess.
Yeah.
Which sounds so sad. I'm like, because with the older you get, you're not going to do it. Where I was in my 20s, I was like, if I hit the lottery, I'm going to become a Grand Prix rider. Like, I knew because I was riding still then, like.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to just live, like, on acres of land with just my horses and, be with all my nieces and nephews and just, like, have them play the barn. And that's what I'd love to do. But we don't live in a society where that's possible.
Just for the record, I don't
with my $3 in the bank account.
Just for the record, I don't see Kelsey being a farmer.
No. I mean, we've talked about having like farm animals and stuff, but I feel like I'd be doing all the work because I know more than she does.
Right.
And even then, like I don't know everything.
Let me just tell you, I just saw a TikTok or whatever you want to call it with a guy, and all of a sudden there's a woman in a hallway. He's saying, "Come on," and there's a mini camel. And he's like, "Is this a thing?" I'm like, "Bro, I want one too. I want a mini."
Watch out, they spit.
Yeah, but it's a mini camel in the house, and I'm like, that or my mom and I had talked about getting a goat for a little while, like a goat.
You need at least 2. They need friends.
Yeah, I know, but like a goat or something. And then I was like,
I was gonna say a joke, but I'll stay in my lane.
Stay in your lane.
That's a.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna say that.
Ashley,
Anyways,
we see you, Ashley.
What are you crying about?
Was she crying?
Yeah, she's. It's like the little like the happy the happy tears or whatever.
It's because I call her my friend. She was like, "Okay, I'm not family." Yes. She has tears of joy. Like, yes. I don't like him anyway.
Is there anyone that you're jealous of, and why?
I don't think I don't think the word jealous. I was super. I guess I probably would say I envied your dad for a little bit because like.
I like envy a lot better than jealous.
Yeah, because I envied him in the way as he just has this drive in him that I had, and then I lost, and then it's hard to get. Like it was hard for me to kind of get it back, and there are some things that I think he has, like, it's like, oh, let's turn that down a little bit. But I love the fact that he's so like, it's a love-hate for me. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, so envious that your dad has that, like, train that goes. Mm-hmm. But then I also say, like, I notice train never stops for your dad. And I always kind of go, ooh, that's, so it's like one of those weird...
You know what he said to me once?
What?
With you talking about that.
He should be like, nah, this is late. I hate that son of a...
No, he said, I work so hard so that way when I'm older, like, I can just sit back.
Right.
And he's like, that's why I admired my Uncle Eddie for so long. Oh, yeah. Because he did everything that my dad did. Like, he's, like, worked a million jobs and never, like, sat down and then, like, he died.
Right.
And he's like, I'm petrified of that. Not petrified, but he's afraid that he's gonna work so hard and then not see the payoff. Almost,
that's the opposite. One thing I learned, and I learned this actually weirdly enough with your dad, not by your dad, but like us mirroring each other's lives. Because at one point like my business was really going 100%. He was going 100%. We were kind of like on the same spot kind of deal. And there was a point where I felt like I needed everything like he did. And then I don't know what happened. Maybe because the economy changed, my business changed. But I actually don't really want all those stuff like I used to. Like I actually want less now. Mm-hmm. Like I actually want my life to be simpler now.
Yeah.
Than harder. And that's when I kind of like felt like I like your dad's like drive, but there's a point in my life where I just felt like, okay, when's like I just feel like he's always something's the next, and I'm always like, when's enough? Mm-hmm. No, not for him, because he can. I mean, I don't care what he wants. I love your dad. Like your dad can want a mansion down the street, and he'll work for that. But for me, I'm talking about when was enough, and then there was points where I go, this is just this. You know, it's kind of like that silly thing where you go, I can't eat no name brand because it's going to taste like crap. Mm-hmm. And then you eat it and you're like, this is Fruit Loops. Like, you know, like whatever it is, like this is just, it just doesn't have a name on it. Like, but it tastes is just like this. Yeah. And then you realize, why am I spending $5 extra for something who tastes it? Now, if it doesn't taste like it, which there are some things that I've had that I go, fuck.
You're like, I don't know what this is, but it's not even close.
Right. Yeah. But you don't know unless you try.
Right.
And then it'd be like, well, yeah, I spend, like, for example, I'll spend, like, the strawberry frosted, I'll buy it for Pop-Tarts. Mm-hmm. But I won't buy it for like, some cheap thing. Is she making fun of me over there?
No, she said the sad was for, that was from when Niles was talking about how Jess matters.
Oh, you matter. I told you
Everyone
she was screaming
matters.
at the phone, matters. But it's like, why do you spend that? But it took me a long time to get there. Yeah. For some stupid reason. And then it's like, well, I'll spend $5 or whatever for Pop-Tarts, but won't spend this on like named corn because I found out like the other corn is tasteless.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Or like I spend
I've never really been a name brand. Like the only thing that I buy name brand.
I'm just using that for example.
Yeah.
I know.
Is shoes. Because if I'm going to splurge on something, it's going to be my feet.
Right.
Because I'm on them all the time.
Right. And it's one of those weird things. It's just, what's the top of your mountain? Yeah. I always laugh. I see this meme. My friend always seems to send this to me. It's always like, I spend $30 on groceries. I spend $300 on toys. And he's throwing out the money. And everyone goes, and we always see that. And right away, Shannon will look at me like, and I'll be like, yeah, because
it's a pain in the ass to have to spend money on things that you have to live. Right.
But I turn around and I'm always like, but even then I kind of sit there and I always argue with myself, even with action figures, which is stupid. I'll go, yeah, I don't really need that guy. Like, I don't need that. Or I bought this guy instead of this guy. This guy was cheap. He broke in 3 days. I should have just bought this guy. Like, I should have just spent the $45. Sorry that I'm boring you.
I didn't mean to. It's been a long day.
I'm only kidding. But I always admire your dad drive. Yeah. And like he keeps going to the next thing and he keeps making it bigger and bigger. The question is, when is it enough? Yeah. That's why I always question he made me ask myself that. Not that he said that to me. He made myself to say, yeah, when's enough? Like, what's good? Do I want to work 7 days of work? I mean, I used to work 4 jobs, 7 days a week, religiously. Mm-hmm. And, of course, my divorce messed it all up because then I couldn't work weekends because I had my son and all that. Like, my life changed. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad I took off my own. I could have kept working, but I'm glad I got my time with my kids. So I don't regret that. Yeah. Then all of a sudden that changed, money changed because from working from this and making this much money, now I'm making this much money, but I got to spend all my great times with, and you know it because
that's priceless.
Yeah, it is because you were there for some of it with Marin when they were all little. I mean,
with my sister
and Sammy, not Ashley.
No, Marin, my sister.
Yeah. No. But not Asha. But I remember I have a picture of you guys. Remember when you gutted out the
pumpkins?
The pumpkin, and you're like, "Mom doesn't let us do this." I'm like, "Well, don't tell Mom."
You know, it always sounds like so much fun to do, and then you're in there, I'm like, I really
Yeah,
don't want to
you
do
were
it.
like, it's slimy. And I was
Yeah.
like, when there's a picture of you both, you're holding it, like, ew.
Remember, didn't Niles J like have like a whole like
Yeah.
panic attack over it?
Yes, they
He's
did.
like, I don't want to do it.
And Marin's like, yeah.
Yeah. Marin's like, I'll
Marin's
do
like,
it.
in it. She's in the
Yeah.
bowl. She's in the pumpkin. And
Yeah.
Jaylee's like, come on, kid, come on. Yeah.
Marin.
And it's just one of those things where I just feel like, so I gave up that. So I guess it's the same coin. It's like parenting. There's no right way.
Yeah.
It's the way. And,
Yeah.
I don't know how your dad thinks because I've never really asked him that part of life, but I don't regret what I've done.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing that was nice.
Put on Do Not Disturb too. You fucking kidding me?
Kels has that.
I'm never using this.
She's like, loud.
It was just the one that was charged.
She's like, loud. What's the next one? These are crazy answers.
Yeah, I told you.
Nobody even cares about this stuff. Go
Um,
ahead.
What would you do if fear wasn't an issue and you couldn't fail?
What now?
What would you do if fear wasn't an issue and you couldn't fail? The hard one.
No, it's not actually the hard thing for me is because I don't know if I don't have that. I don't feel that I don't do things because I'm afraid. I feel I don't do anything because I'm not smart enough. Because I try to and then it doesn't go good. Like, I know you guys don't remember this, but I literally brought 3 computers to your father's because I literally, like, blew it up. And your dad kept, like, fixing them.
I do remember that.
Because I just, he's like, Naz, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing what I think is right. And he's like,
You're
don't
making it
do
worse.
Don't do that.
You
And
actually just broke your entire computer.
there was one that I killed out the whole thing. Like,
Did you really?
Yeah, because there was one I had too many security things on. So, like, they were all fighting with each other. There was one that I, like, literally erased the whole thing by accident. Like, the whole thing. Like, he's like, I have to, like,
Build your computer
Build
again.
your computer. I was just like, so is that bad?
Will it work out?
Like,
How much do I have to pay for this?
literally, I felt in my life, it ruined computers for me. Like, I kind of went, I'm done. And I just kind of would go, it doesn't work, I have to buy another one. Doesn't work, no, but like, I just got like, I don't know what it is. Like, I didn't do anything. I would just go here and that's it. Like, or like 2 places, like Facebook and YouTube. That was like the only 2 places I would go.
Yeah.
Ever. Or sometimes Google to look up something. That's it. That's all I would do. That's actually all I
What were
do
you
now.
looking up? And that's where the security
No, but so I guess I think the biggest thing is that, like, I have a drive to do more with computers, but I guess I am too scared. I'm not good at it. I'm not scared. I just know I'm not good at it. Every time I go try to do them, like, why did you hit that button? I'm like, why wouldn't I hit that button? They're like, don't ever hit that button again. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, then why do we have that button? Well, just in case. I'm like, what? In case what? Like, why do we have that button? So I guess it's like, there's a lot of things I want to do on my own, like I something different, something bigger, something like, well, I just talked about it, like doing a podcast or doing a story or doing something that's bigger. My problem is I'm not good with technology, so every time I go to do something, I literally spend most of the time crying because I'm like, I don't know what I do. I just erased everything I just put into it. Like, and you're like, what did you hit? Go! I hit go!
I didn't even touch anything. I looked at it funny.
That's kind of, so I guess if anything, that's what keeps me. But I also feel like I'm almost 50 now. So it's kind of like me learning anything is kind of done. Like, I'm kind of done. Doesn't mean my life's over.
You still have a lot to go. You can still learn.
You haven't seen the way I eat. You haven't seen what I eat.
Yes, I have.
No, I don't know what I have, but I just know, I guess it's only, I wouldn't say fear. It's just, I know that I'm not good at it. if I knew I was good at it, I would probably do stop motion, or I would have a cooler podcast where there'd be like people, like animated shit over us and stuff like, like whatever. Like I would have something even bigger, and I'd be like, oh, send that stuff to me. I don't even know how to work email. I've never worked an email. I have no clue how to like, oh, send me an email. I'm like, I don't even know where to go to send emails.
What's an email?
I was like, it's Facebook, YouTube, or Google, and text. I can text. Like I can send a message, and they'll be like, all right, forget it. So there's so many things that I feel like I did have. Well, this is a long time ago. In 2010, someone asked me to do a voiceover thing, and I was really excited to do it. And for some reason, I couldn't get it to record, and it wasn't working for me. And I was very devastated because I was just like, because I really wanted to do it. And that's when they used to have like those little microphones like on your thing, and you were like, hello, like
yeah.
And I don't know, it just got very. I don't know if that's considered. What did she say? What did she say? Probably something. Swallow.
Georgette said, "LMAO, this is the man that calls me an idiot."
Yeah. Well, you know why? I'll tell you right now. I have a flip phone. See? I have a flip phone. Simple. She has a smartphone, and she's like, I don't know how to work it. That's why I don't have it. And then she'll say, do you know how to work this? And I'll be like, I don't have a flip phone.
Georgette, I love you. Call me if you need anything.
Yep, call Jessie.
Also, when's the next...
Oh, wait a minute. Don't call her, because she doesn't like talk on the phone. Text her.
Yeah, text me. I need her. But also tell me who you are.
Yeah, tell me who you are. All right, moving along.
Do you forgive easily when someone apologizes for hurting or offending you?
Trick question. I like to say yes, but it depends on what it is.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
I think...
Well, I told you mine, like with the chances and stuff. Like, I'll give you a million chances, and then it just comes to a point where I'm just over it.
I mean, I like to think reason eventually gets in my thick brain. Like, there's moments where I go, like I had a big fight with Shannon a long time ago, and we disagreed on something, and I was like, that's it. And I was like, done. And luckily enough, I had some smart people around me who were just like, wait a minute, you said you didn't want this anyway. What are you doing? Like, you're fighting something that you didn't want anyway. So why are you acting this way? And luckily, the smart people got in my head. And I fought for her back, and I have her. And I've always said that I'll never make that mistake again of losing her like that, because it was really stupid. So I like to think I do forgive for the little stuff, but there are some unforgivable stuff that I have in my life that I've kind of not let go. And I think sometimes the people that you think that I'm really mad at, I feel like I'm not mad at. Like, I don't have that anger towards. But the people that you go, oh, you must be over that. I'm like, no, not over that. I'm holding on to that baby right here. Right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just got to. But like I said, I know, like I said this in the beginning, my attitude is I hold on to the anger, but I let it go by saying, I don't. One person once told me that, hey, did you hear blah, 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 I hate you? And I was like, oh, good. And he was like, what? And I was like, good. He's like, why? And I was like, that means I don't have to work as hard to hate him. Because if he hates me, he's not going to be around me anymore. Mm-hmm. So that means I don't have to stress about... It's when they like you and you hate them. They're like, hey, and you're like, oh, I don't like you, guy. I don't want to be around you. You're annoying. It's like Ashley and me, like.
I was gonna say it's a good time to tell you that
I'm not a fan. Because those are the ones that like are really bad. But if you hate me and I hate you, it's simple because you see me, you're like, oh, and I think see you, and I go, and we just walk by each other, like, don't say nothing, just get, it's when the other person's like, oh, hi, they're like, oh, please.
You're like, oh, I don't want to be seen with you.
Yeah, like, you're trash, you're not, well, whatever the problem is, So, I usually like the other person to know that I don't like them. And I'm hoping that they'll be like, I hate you too. Be like, yes.
Perfect.
Because it's easier that way.
Yeah.
And when I explained it to him, he was like, that's actually pretty smart. And I was like, it's easy when the other person hates you too. Because then it's like you can just live life being on your separate parts of the world.
Yeah.
It's when the person's you're like, hey, like, that's the worst. Like, I don't know how you were in high school, but I had these, like, I always had that one friend that was literally friends with someone I didn't like. And that person would always come out with us, and I'd just be like, you had to be nice to him because your buddy's there. And if you tell off this kid, your buddy ain't going to hang out with you. Right. And so you're like, yeah. I think we all have those moments. You're just like, oh. And when something bad happened, you're like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like even like people you work with and stuff. You always got stuck on that shift with them.
Those are the ones you can't hate. Because you have to do the whole like, hi, how you doing? Yeah. What's going on? What did she write? She
said, I love you too, Jess.
See, she loves you more than me. See, that's what happens.
It's hard being the favorite. I might change this one.
All right, go ahead. Make it interesting.
Who has died that you would let, if they could come back one more time, who would it be and what would you do? Or say?
That's really hard because I have like a little list of people. But
I have two.
I think I'm going to, you have two? We're going to pick two? I was going to pick, okay, I think I'm going to go with my dad's mom, which was my Nana. The thing I would want to show her would be...
make it appropriate.
The kids. Would be the kids.
How old were you when she passed?
I was becoming a freshman. So we didn't even come, I wasn't even close. I think I'd like to show her my kids. I think I want to show her that we're like I'm okay. Like things came out okay. I think my kids. I think she would love that. Like she'd just be thrilled that I had two kids. Like what I mean. Just being no matter. I wouldn't want to tell her any of the bad. I just would just the good.
Yeah.
Spend whatever having dinner, just talking about how life went. And just kind of skip over the bad of each thing and just kind of introduce her to Shannon and her kids. I'd probably introduce her to her kids because I know my grandmother would just be like,
yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I have some other people in my life, but I always, I just went through this. I swear to God, I just went through this. So, when I was 15, actually, a year after my grandmother died, my best friend died at the time. My best friend. I was a sophomore in high school, and that was really hard on me because he was my best friend. And my friend, our mutual friend, got very obsessed over him passing away and had to collect everything from him and got very obsessive. Mm-hmm. And to this day, actually not this year, but most of the time, she usually will text me or call me and be like, hey, this is da-da-da. And I'll be like, yeah. And I'll just be like, and I find it really weird because I always did say to her, and I just said to her, I just thought of something. She goes, what? How do we know we'd still be friends?
Right.
I'm not friends with all my friends from high school. Besides your dad or Pat, yeah, I don't really, and I barely see them as much as I used to. Mm-hmm. But I don't. Who's to say I'd be friends with them? And she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, I don't know. I have
People move on.
Yeah, like, you know, I wouldn't, like, I'm not saying I want him to pass on. I mean, I wouldn't.
Right.
We had talked about him getting his license, and we were going to go places, and we were going to do all these things, you know, like kids do. And I always say, like, how did you know? So there's some people that I like for him to come back, but then I kind of think, like, yeah, but we weren't, how do I know we would still have been friends at 40, you know, almost 47?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's a weird thing. That's a weird one for me because I always feel like, yeah, I want to come back. I want to tell him everything I did because it'd be really. I'm like, yeah, but he's 15.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of weird way to think of things.
No, I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
You know,
but
like,
I hold him like he's still my best friend. Like I still hold him, and I'll go. I haven't been to his grave in a while, but I brought my kid. Both my kids were born. I brought them to my grave, to his grave to see the kids.
Yeah, that's cute.
So I mean, they were babies though. But, you know, that's weird. But I don't
find that weird. You saw a different way of thinking about it.
Right? Yeah. She got mad at me. She was like,
I'm never texting you again.
You're my friend, and I've known you that long. And I was like, yeah, because somehow you always have to tell me that this is the day.
And you might not necessarily be like best friends,
right,
but
no.
like it could be like her or like you still talk to Chrissy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
it could be like kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like Facebook friends.
Yeah, Facebook friends. Yeah. But it's just weird. It's just kind of like, where would I be? But definitely, the number one person would be my grandmother. I mean, I have a few others that I like to see one more time. But I think if I only could pick one person, it'd be my grandmother.
Yeah.
I still, and it'd be Joe and I think Ryan, my buddy Ryan. But I always feel like he's waiting for me at the bar up there.
Yeah.
As soon as I get to
he's already hammered for you.
As soon as I get up there, I'm going to drink like I've never drunk before.
You think you're going to heaven?
That's what I know. I didn't say all up there. I just said, but.
Yeah, I would pick my grandfather, and I would just want to watch his Turner Classic Movies with him all day, and I'd also pick Kelsey's grandma and just cook with her and bake.
Nope, don't do it.
I know.
Do it. I was strong through mine. I thought
I thought you were gonna cry.
I know. I thought, no, actually, I you know why I'm not crying? I think I'm really proud of it. Like I picture her coming back, and then I just picture her having that moment with her that it'd be really good. It wouldn't be sad. It'd be just really good.
Yeah.
So it's so positive in my head. Like I see it so clearly. I think it's when it's not positive, I guess.
Yeah.
I know. But yeah, that would be mine.
Moving along.
Is she right?
She said, yeah, because she was probably agreeing with you about your grandma. And she said she would be over the moon.
Yeah, she would be.
I
wouldn't tell her all the other crap that I've been through those. Let's skip the crap. Let's just here's my kids. Okay, go.
Have you felt the need to pretend you don't need help?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think that's a man thing, but I don't feel like I do that anymore.
No, that's me every day. I'm like, no, I can do it because I don't want to. I'm the people pleaser. Like I don't want to inconvenience anyone.
No,
even it's like, oh, I can help you with that. I'm like, no, that's okay. I can do it.
I do that more now, but when I was younger. That's why your dad had to fix 3 computers. That's all right, I can fix this. I think now it's more
Niles, it's on fire.
One did catch on fire. So the fan broke in the back and it caught on fire.
Jesus.
So,
did he have to fix that one for you? Or you just called that a lost cause?
He fixed the little motor part. Yeah. Your poor dad. I swear to God, he was my hero for the longest time. I'd be like, it don't work no more.
Computer's not computing.
Yeah, it was like that. But I think it's one of those things where you kind of, I think at a certain time you become mature enough to understand this is what I'm good at, this is what I'm not good at. But there's some things that I think I can still do, and then I go to do it and I go, what was I thinking?
Yeah, I like to take on big tasks by myself, and I'm like,
Should have said no.
It looks so much easier in my head.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Oh, the computer went down. That took so long.
This question.
Okay.
Have you felt this way about yourself? What way? Like what? Felt what way? What are the most amazing things you've achieved these past 3 years?
Oh no, no, not 3 years. I'm going. My most amazing thing I've ever done in my life is my writing career. That's the best thing I've ever. And I just hold those 20 some odd years so sacred to me. I just it's a great moment. I believe it or not. I remember when I took you to the horse show. I just haven't been back. It's like one of those bubbles in my head that I hold so dear and so like I don't even want to pop it. Like I don't even want to go back to like the horse shows. Like I can't tell you how many times I go, you know what? I'm going to go to the Nationals, or I'm going to the New England Finals, or I'm just going to go to South Shore. I'm just going to a dinky little horse show, and I go to get ready to go, and I go, no, I'll just stay home. I don't know what it is. It's something about it. Is
it that you just want to keep that picture of where you left it?
Yeah, it's like did I accomplish everything that I wanted to do? No, but I am so proud of what I've done. Like, I know my limitations, and I passed them a lot. And it doesn't mean I was the best in New England or whatever. I was in the best, best 10, whatever. I was.
You did the best that you could.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I had that 1 year where I felt like, I always picture that Rocky movie, where it's like you keep seeing little bits of what he's doing, like training. And I always think of all the things that I had to do, like how I rode with a pole in my back. I rode without stirrups. Constantly.
That's hard.
Like I rode all the time without stirrups. Like I actually rode so much without stirrups that when I got stirrups back, they didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like I actually said to my trainer, "Can I just ride without stirrups?" They're like, "No, you can't." Like that's not like you. And I'd be like, "Oh, okay," because I rode that much. Like I just did so many things, and I remember getting pushed and being like just shoved, and I mean the way as like just in my horse show career that 1 year that I just placed. And I was just like, I don't think I could do better. The other thing that's really bothered me lately is a lot of I have 2 trainers that in my life, I've had quite a few, but I've had 2 pass away on me. And I think I keep trying to be like, oh, I'm going to do. And then when I get there, it's just like, again, it's like that, you're right, that bubble, you just don't want to pop because then everything's going to be different. Mm-hmm. All the rules are different or this or that. And I also feel my age where I feel like when I was in my 20s or my 30s, I didn't feel that old.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's kind of like, now I'm getting to a point where it's like, I will never come back. I'm never going to ride. I'm never going to go. And so it's kind of like, let's just leave that there.
Yeah.
Which is really sad sometimes in my head because it's like, but it is what it is. I think even though that's my greatest, there's little things that I've done in my life that I've walked away. The story. I had 15 minutes of fame. A lot of people say, well, how good was the story? And I was like, well, put it this way. Before I changed to memes, I had 2,000 fans on the Goofy Who story. 2,000. That means 2,000 people liked that page to look at those pictures because there was nothing else. I didn't post anything else until I changed to what we are now, which is all just memes and stuff. So I always just think to myself, like, that's an accomplishment. this page was almost at 160 fans at one time.
Yeah.
60,000 fans, sorry. Like, that's an accomplishment for me. Not a big accomplishment. I mean, still good, but it's not like, I'm getting money or something.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, that, and I probably can also say is, to be really honest, is that my writing career also is I spent a lot of time with my family. My mom and dad. We got really close during that. So there's a lot of times that it really, like, I might cry on this one. Like, my parents sacrificed a lot. I know they did, and I can never repay it. And they're amazing. And I always thought I was going to be an amazing dad like my dad was, and my mom, like, parent, I guess, amazing parent. I don't know if I really matched up to that, but I tried. Because my daughter started doing dog shows, but my parents ended up taking her because I had to stay home with the fort. So I didn't get that bonding like my parents. Like,
You might not see it like you see how your parents do it,
right.
But I bet your Marin sees it like how you see your parents.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you've always been her biggest cheerleader with her performances. You were super dad. Like, you
You gotta make me cry. You gotta make me cry. No, actually, that's
like
nice.
you did everything, quote unquote, what mom does.
Yeah.
You
am
raised
a mom.
Marin.
I'm a mom. Yeah, and we've always laughed about that. Even with her mom, we've always laughed. She always says, "Oh, I'm the dad."
Like,
you're the mom.
You made sure that, like, whatever. She was falling behind in school, whatever. You had my sister come and help her.
I did.
You didn't let her fail.
No, I tried not to. My mom didn't let me fail. Like, my mom would always be like, "You're being stubborn. Like, it's you. It's not because you're not smart enough. It's because of you." And I didn't want to do that for my daughter. So I guess I thank you. That's really nice that you said that. I guess it's because it's through my eyes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't see it. Like, you, as a parent, you'll always be like, I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough. I could have been better here. I could have been better here. Maybe if I didn't yell at her here.
I definitely, even though I was a mom, I definitely was a fun mom too, though.
Yeah. No, but I know. But you know what I mean.
No,
like,
I know.
But she sees you as, how you see your mom.
Right. My mom.
But you can't see that because you always had that doubt in your head.
Yeah, you always doubt, like, did they get the same thing? Like, my parents were always there for me. I always like to tell the story that my mom, I'm at this big finals at a horse show, and it's like, I'm doing something I've never done before, and my mom says, "Oh, I watched you," and later I found out I was in the Porta John scared for you the whole time.
Oh,
Georgette, for you, I was so scared for you. But she goes, I kept peeking around the corner. Like,
that sounds exactly like her.
And it's just, I don't know, my parents, like I said. The other thing that I think maybe I don't is that when I was a kid, I definitely knew what I wanted to do. And I felt like I sat down with my parents. We need to talk. I used to have that a lot. Like, I used to have, we need to talk to my parents. Like, and my parents would sit down and look at each other like,
what do we do? Like, what'd you do?
Where it should be my parents saying me down. I'd be like, okay, this is what I want to do. And my parents were amazing. They found ways and they did all the things that,
I mean, you always talked about how if you had money for a toy, you'd buy Marin a toy.
Yeah, I would,
instead of yourself.
I remember Jay Lee, her mom at the time, would get mad at me. Stop, she has enough. You need to. And I'd be like, no, like... Mm-hmm. She's only going to be this little for this long, and then she's not going to want the stuff anymore. And then all the stuff she's going to want, I'm not going to be able to afford. So I wouldn't spoil her. Because there were times that we would go and we just didn't have money for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, And
but that extra money that you did have, you would always
if she'd
give
be
it
like,
to her.
oh, and I knew she wanted something, and it always had to be something kind of real special. I would always make sure she got it. Like, that's just the way I go.
Yeah.
All right,
enough with the sap.
All right.
All right, talk about your little spiel here.
We are going on vacation. We're
going to the Bahamas.
No, we're not. Actually,
I think you would die before you go to the Bahamas. You're like, "Ugh, warm," but sand can't do it.
I like sand.
You do? I don't see you
Not
much of a
really.
beach.
I do. Knowing the worst thing about sand is when I get out of the car and I get into the sand, I love it. I get into the water, I love it. It's just I need to get picked up from the water and get put into my car. I just don't want to walk and get covered with sand again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, see, the sand doesn't stick with you when you first get out of the car. You just walk. No sand on you. Nothing stuck. Put down the towel, nothing stuck on you. You walk in the wet sand, nothing sticks on you. Go in the water, nothing sticks on you. Walk out. Soon as you touch that dry sand, it's all over you. It's...
Anyways, we're on vacation.
We're on vacation. But we're not on vacation. The podcast will still be on, but we are going to be in the Goofy Geek after hours. It is a group. You can probably find on the top
After
of the page.
hours or after dark?
After dark, right. After dark.
He still know his own fucking
Yeah,
page.
but you know what it is? I love that. That one changed his name so many times. It changed so many times because I wanted to be like much funnier, and people were like, that's inappropriate for the page. So I made this like after dark, which I wanted after hours because I want it changed so many times. But that's where we're going to be. So we're going to be doing it in the group. And if you're...
We're going to be doing it in the group. It is after dark.
Stop.
Sorry.
So if you go to the top of your page of the Goofy Geek page, it should have a button to go to the group. And just make sure you answer the question, because there is a question. It's a hard one. Make sure you answer it. And I'll let you in. But we're taking from the 7th to the 21st, we're going to have off. And the page will not be there. I am going to be deactivating the page for 2 weeks. So I have a stress-free 2 weeks, and hopefully it goes back on. And if it doesn't, well, this is our last time here.
Nice knowing ya. We'll see you after dark.
You can see us on YouTube.
Make sure you like, subscribe, comment.
If not, we'll be in the After Dark, the Goofy Geek After Dark. But yeah,
we'll let you guys know.
We're actually having a lot of problems with the page, so I'm going to try to deactivate and try to... Because when it deactivates, it just deactivates for you, but I can still see it. I can kind of work because we're having some problems on it. Certain things aren't going like the way it should go. I have some glitches that... Like when I do posts, some of the posts don't post. Like it's tons of glitches going on, so hopefully I can fix it. I actually made a face. I don't know what face.
Just sad face.
Oh well,
we're still here.
We're still going to be here. We're just going to be on the After Dark. So just join
answer
the group.
that hard question.
Yeah. All you have to write do is write agree. It says
really?
Read the thing. It says at the end agree. So do you have to
capital, lowercase?
Doesn't matter. I accept everything. Lowercase doesn't matter. If you write
spelt wrong,
if you write something else, you won't get in here. You have to write agree. But if you guys jump on, we will still the podcast will still be in there. And if for some reason the page does disappear and it doesn't come back, which would be really scary, but if it doesn't, we will make our own small little group, and we'll have our lives in
We'll
there.
keep you updated.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated.
Maybe.
So I guess you're going to have to, well...
Jesse's going to have to remind me. Good luck. He'll post it a million times.
I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link, Ashley. I'm friends with
Make sure it's the right link. All right. Let's get out of here.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the Goofy Geek Boutique. We're out.
Bye.
Bye.